Last month, we released a comprehensive cross-evaluation of mid-range phones. Generally speaking, the three models offered comprehensive product strength with reasonable starting prices. Each had its pros and cons, but no major deal breakers. But unexpectedly, while the online mid-range market from previous years was just resting on its laurels, this time a Win RT has suddenly appeared. In addition to the Snapdragon 8 Elite, it features a cooling fan usually found on gaming phones, as well as a 10,000 mAh battery that no other mid-range phone has ever offered. It really gives off a spec monster vibe. In this video, let's take a look at its real-world performance. Compared to the plastic middle frame of last year's Honor GT, the Win RT has made progress this year by following the main trend. It features a frosted metal-textured middle frame. The overall build quality is an improvement over last year. However, likely for the sake of weight reduction, the back cover is made of a glass-like plastic material, not AG frosted glass. The measured weight of the bare device is around 228 g. At first glance, the rear camera module design of this phone does look very similar to the K70 and K90 series next door. Both feature a large rectangular deco with cylindrical lens housings, but frankly speaking, the triple cylinder arrangement on the left of the Win RT does look a bit OCD-inducing. On the left are the main camera and the ultra-wide angle, and on the right is the cooling fan. If you look closely, there are slotted openings around the fan to increase air intake. The entire deco is divided into two layers. The bottom layer is metal and the side is the air out. The upper layer of the deco is made of plastic, not glass. The bottom right continues the metal nameplate design from the previous GT series, only the logo has changed from GT to Win. So out of a maximum of 5 stars, how would you rate the exterior design of the Honor Win RT mid-range phone? Feel free to drop a comment. The included accessory is still a soft clear case. Strictly speaking, I think a breathable TPU frosted case would be more practical for same-priced competitors. Currently, for this 8 Elite mid-range phone, the performance improvement compared to the previous Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is quite significant. When comparing the 4000 level benchmark intervals with the 8 Gen 3 platform, the gap is mainly visible in high-load scenarios. Without the fan turned on, specifically for Star Rail at 980p, the Honor Win RT averaged 56.4 frames per second, with a total unit power consumption of 8.2 W. The frame rate was decent for the first 12 minutes, but afterwards, due to thermal control, there were significant fluctuations in frame rate. Compared to other Snapdragon 8 Elite mid-range phones, Honor's average frame rate is slightly higher, but the device temperature is much higher, with the peak reaching around 52 to 53 degrees Celsius. Holding it actually feels quite hot. After turning on the fan's automatic mode, the average frame rate reached 59.5 FPS. The improvement in frame rate is very obvious. The massive fluctuations in the latter half were directly smoothed out. The total unit power consumption was 8.3 W. In terms of fluidity, it has widened the gap compared to the 8 Gen 3 flagships that have better tuning and heat dissipation. Regarding the peak and back covered deco temperatures, compared to when the fan is off, the temperature drops about 2 degrees. Since the temperature is still quite high, especially in the area the fingers touch at the top, it hovers around 50 degrees. We also tested the 750p setting. Without the fan, the average was 59.4 FPS at 6.1 W. Power consumption and frame rate were fine. In terms of scheduling, the Win RT's large core and main load peaked at 3.28 GHz. The performance release belongs to the category of synchronized frequency increase and decrease, but the frequency upper limit is much lower. In 20 minutes, the average frequency was 2.02 plus 1.45 GHz. The maximum device temperature was around 48 degrees. For other Snapdragon 8 Elite models, under a performance release of about 6 to 6.5 W, the temperature is generally around 44 to 45 degrees. After turning on the fan's automatic mode, there wasn't much change in frame rate or power consumption. The top temperature dropped to around 45 degrees, which is similar to other devices without fans. As for low to medium load scenarios like Genshin Impact and Honor of Kings, there isn't much difference. We tested the fan's automatic mode, and the fan actually didn't spin. Genshin Impact at the 870p setting on the Win RT averaged 60 FPS, with power consumption around 4 W and a temperature of about 42 degrees. The heating is similar to the K90, slightly higher than the A6. For Honor of Kings, it averaged around 120 FPS with power consumption of 2.6 W. The power consumption, frame rate, and game scheduling were all fine. In daily use, the Win RT feels quite snappy in most scenarios. However, regarding the animation settings in Magic OS 10.0, usage can feel a bit unaccustomed. For example, in the multitasking interface mentioned in the previous video, when quickly swiping away app cards, there's a high probability you'll encounter a pause at the third or fourth app before the system reacts to further swipes. The secondary menu in the control center operates slightly faster, but the UI controls sometimes lag behind the response. However, quick switching between two apps or interrupting large file animations is okay. It feels like the system's rapid interruption or parallel animations haven't been fully polished. Compared to the active cooling fan, I think the core selling point of this device is the massive battery. After all, the current similarly priced K90, Neo 11, and Ace 6 max out at 7,800 milliamps. The number 10,000 milliamps just sounds satisfying. In our test, using the 400 nit dual SIM 5G data model, the Honor Win RT lasted for 10 hours and 4 minutes, refreshing the #1 spot in our database. Compared to the OnePlus Ace 6 7,800 milliamp battery, it improved by about 1 hour and 20 minutes. For moderate use, it will solidly last a full day. Of course, compared to the theoretical battery capacity value, this battery life result is actually shorter than expected, and this result is after turning off the smart peak capacity. Wait, regarding charging speed, this year many large battery phones haven't seen much improvement in fast charging speeds. Some have even regressed. For example, the Magic 8 we tested in the last video was 90W, but the short-term blood recovery charging speed was basically on par with Samsung's 45W. Originally, I thought the Win RT with the large battery would also throttle charging, but in testing, this 90W short-term recovery speed is actually quite good. 15 minutes of fast charging delivered 13.23 watt-hours. It's faster than some models that are also labeled as 100W. Charging to the UI displaying 100% took 61 minutes. It's even faster than charging the Magic 8's 7,000 milliamp battery. In terms of imaging, the Win RT is equipped with a 1/1.56-inch sensor for the main camera and a standard ultra-wide angle. Basically, it's the standard configuration for performance phones at this price range. Returning to actual results, the Win RT's highlight suppression in night scenes is quite good. It can restore scenes normally in most scenarios. The Ace 6 is relatively the weakest in this aspect. However, in some scenes, the Win RT will compress white highlights into a light blue. Zooming in to look at dark details, the K90 performs better. The Ace 6's automatic night mode sharpening is a bit severe. Regarding white balance stability, the Ace 6 performs the most consistently overall. It has the fewest scenes with color casts among the three devices. This set of K90 photos leans blue, and the Win RT leans green. Honor is relatively the weakest in this regard. The overall color saturation is higher, and scenes with color casts appear more frequently. When shooting green plants, it's easier to encounter issues with a blue tint. Regarding the 2x digital crop on the main camera, the Win RT and K90 have similar performance. However, because the K90 has an extra 2.5 times telephoto lens, in good lighting conditions, the 5x mode on the K90 belongs to the usable category, whereas the other two are basically unusable. For the ultra-wide angle, everyone is pretty much at the bottom of the barrel, so don't expect much in terms of image quality. The Win RT has slightly better resolution in daylight, but at night, noise in dark areas is more obvious, and detail and texture tend to blur into a mush. Regarding the screen, the front of the Win RT features a 6.83-inch 1.5K OLED flat screen. Furthermore, the bezel width on the top, left, and right is narrower compared to the Ace 6 and K90 horizontally. The shortcoming is that the screen's viewing angles are slightly weaker. At slight tilt angles, it tends to show a blue shift tendency, performing worse than the K90 and Ace 6. Since people don't always keep their eyes perfectly perpendicular to the screen when looking at their phones, color shift control at small angles is still quite important. Another point is that this screen does not support Dolby Vision playback on Bilibili. We also checked a few other units. Currently, the 4 Snapdragon 8 Elite mid-range phones, only the K90 and Ace 6 support it. The Neo 11 doesn't support it either. As for the 185Hz high refresh rate, daily use offers a negligible difference. It's the same as the 165Hz on the OnePlus Ace 6. The Win RT's default out-of-the-box setting caps out at 120Hz. To use 185Hz daily, you have to manually enable it in the developer options. In 185Hz mode, if you scroll through information feeds for a while, you can indeed feel it smoother than 120Hz, but the problem is, switching back and forth between 4 185Hz high refresh apps and other 120Hz apps can actually cause a sense of tearing due to the refresh rate difference. So the 185Hz is mostly for the gaming section to provide a smoother experience. As for the games I play myself, like Honor of Kings and miHoYo's titles, currently none are adapted. Let's do a quick summary. Judging from the test results, the core selling points of the Win RT are clearly the Snapdragon 8 Elite plus the 10,000 mAh massive battery. The battery life beats other Snapdragon 8 Elite mid-range phones by over an hour in our horizontal comparison. Plus, the charging speed is decent. These 2 points alone warrant a thumbs up. Compared to last year's Honor GT, this year's Win RT hasn't regressed in terms of peripheral specs. Ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, IP68-69, all are standard equipment. The vibration motor is about the same for everyone, using the 0809 X-axis linear motor. The USB interface speed is also 2.0. The stereo speakers perform quite well too, using a 1012 plus 1216 configuration. The active cooling fan helps improve the gaming experience, but somewhat contrary to expectations. After turning it on, the upper limit for performance is indeed higher. For example, the frame rate in the 980p mode of Star Rail is a tier stronger than the default. However, the device temperature of around 50 degrees is still quite hot to the touch, and for something like the 750p mode in Star Rail, comparing it horizontally to other 8 Elite mid-range phones, without the fan, the device gets hotter. With the fan on, it's about the same as others without a fan. It's a trade-off. The shortcomings, I feel, are still the triple lens arrangement looking a bit OCD-inducing, the screen's viewing angles are slightly weak, and the white balance consistency of the main camera could further be optimized. Overall, the Win RT is indeed the strongest online mid-range phone Honor has produced in recent years. Of course, like other mid-range phones, the high storage versions are priced a bit higher due to the macro environment. Okay, that's all for the content of this video. See you in the next video. Peace out. Bye-bye.